What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means? WTF Wednesday. For those of you who may be new to the program, WTF Wednesday is the one day a week when I try a beer I normally wouldn't showcase on the program. So sometimes this means I do stuff from the macro giants, Bud Miller, Coors, and the like. Sometimes I do stuff from microbreweries that are just interesting twists on beer. So in the past I did one from Ernest that was a beer wine hybrid. And the beer that I'm going to review today is one called Spectrum. And this is from Prairie Artisan Ales, and they are out of Oklahoma, McAlester, Oklahoma. Now this beer is brewed in collaboration with Special Care, which is a school in Oklahoma City. And basically it's a school that helps children with special needs. So the folks at Artisan Ales have been brewing this beer for a while. Looks like every year they do a different variation on the beer. I saw one that looked like it was a red ale. I thought one year was a Saison. So this year we have a sour ale with cinnamon, hibiscus, and chili peppers. So the reason this makes it to WTF Wednesday is if you're a regular viewer of the program, you know my relationship with anything spicy is like Kim and Kanye. That stuff is not good, it's toxic, and I usually try to avoid things like this just because of the peppers. I tend to get heartburn from hot things. I did a couple of the chiladas that were a bit spicy and couldn't hack it. But I figured I'd give this a shot as it is a sour and there's some other stuff in there. Hopefully it works. Now, this beer was sent out to me by Jay from This Guy's Thoughts. So if you haven't checked out his channel already, check him out, give him a sub. I think when he went over 1,000 subs, he sent out a bunch of beer to other reviewers, and this was one of the ones included. And I'm only now getting around to it as I was kind of out of COVID for a month, and it kind of threw me off course. So, really interesting looking beer here, and I'm eager to see what it's like. So let's give it a shot. I think it's at 5.3. Yep, 5.3% ABV. Couldn't find anything on the IBUs. Really cool can art on there, and again, supports a cool charity, so that's always positive. Let's crack it open. Now, I will say the date on this is the 2021 version. The date on the bottom says it was canned in March. Let me check the date again. March 9th, 2021. So this is just about a year old. Today is, I think it's March the 2nd. So just about a year old, but it didn't explode in my face. That's the problem I usually have with sours when they get a little bit older. Color, it's just kind of a light golden kind of color there. You can't see through it, so, very cloudy. As far as the head, got about a finger's worth of kind of thin soapy head. Sours never really get a big head on them, so it's kind of to be expected. Let's give it a sniff. Getting my nose down in there. And I was expecting a big pepper punch in the face and my eyes would start tearing, and it would remind me of back in the day when I was in the training academy and had to get OC sprayed. But I'm not getting that, so that's positive. I do pick up a little bit of the cinnamon. And you do pick up the hibiscus. Hibiscus has a nice kind of floral smell to it. And I'm a fan of hibiscus. I usually drink, I think it's peach tea with hibiscus. It's Lipton or somebody like that. Or no, it's not, it's a pure leaf. I quite like the hibiscus flavor. Yeah, it's not bad. Kind of inviting. I was, again, worried it would be over the top. Spicy smell. Stats on this, Untapped, it had a 3.92. Beer Advocate, I'm not 100% sure. The one that I looked up had a 3.71 and an 84 good rating. But when I read it, the description didn't match up on this, and they didn't have the years next to them, so I'm beginning to think it might have been an older version of this beer that I saw on Beer Advocate. Now on Untapped, it is this one because it did have the year next to it, so I'm sure it's the correct one. So let's give it a shot. Thanks, Jay. Greatly appreciate the beer, my brother. Let's go in. Okay. Medium body, kind of probably on the lighter side. Nothing crazy going on there. I do notice as soon as I drink it, I kind of get that lip pucker, which is what I want in a sour. I've talked about this at length on this program. I quite enjoy properly sour beers. I also enjoy the tart beers as well that are kind of just on the edge of sour. But sometimes it's a little tricky to know what you're getting yourself into. I think this does have a nice proper sour taste. I feel my lips pucker as soon as I taste it. You pick up that nice little hibiscus taste. It's a little bit tart, a little bit floral, kind of adds a little bit of depth to the other things you pick up. A little bit of cinnamon, not overpowering. Cinnamon is another spice that's really tough to work with. A lot of the fall seasonals use cinnamon in winter beers. And, you know, in my opinion, 9 out of 10 times they overdo it. It's not very good. They've delivered on this. The cinnamon's there. You pick it up. I think once you drink it, you kind of taste it a little bit on your lips, like that nice cinnamon taste. And you do get the chili peppers, but they're not overpowering. So I'm thrilled and thankful for that. You know, I know there's people out there that love those spicy beers. I'm not one of them. I actually have another one in the fridge. I have one from Masthead that somebody gave me, and it's got peppers in it as well, and I've kind of been dodging it. So I don't know, eventually I'll get around to that one for WTF Wednesday as well. Now, the spiciness, when you drink this, you get a slight little burn on your throat, and you know that there's a little bit of pepper in it, but it's not overpowering, doesn't dominate the drink. None of the flavors really do. So you get the nice little, you know, the little floral hibiscus thing, get a little bit of cinnamon, you get a little bit of the spice, and you still know that it's a sour. So this is kind of a sour beer with these other flavors. None of them kind of overpowered or dominate or ruin it. So for me, Prairie Artisan Ales Spectrum, this is a magnificent beer. I saw Jay, I looked it up on Untappd. I think he gave it a high 4.5 or something like that. I saw his video, he really enjoyed it. So for me, great beer. Thrilled to be able to try it. Thanks, Jay, for sharing it with me. Sorry it took me so long to get around to it, but I'm thrilled to be able to give it a shot. Really good. So, Prairie Artisan Ale Spectrum 2021 Sour Ale with cinnamon hibiscus and chili peppers. Big thumbs up. I would definitely drink another one of these if I can find one. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you been fortunate enough to try this year's version of Spectrum? Have you tried one of the older versions? I know when I looked it up, said they tweak the recipe every year, have a different variation. So I'd love to know what some of those other ones were like. Hey, till next time, cheers.